Let's talk about some of the properties that the XENFT has. And each issued XENFT will have the following properties encoded and stored in the Xen Torrent smart contract. And some of them are specific to Xen protocol and some of them are Xen Torrent specific. So Xen protocol has the term days, the maturity timestamp, the C rank AMP and the EAA, and the first one in the range. So those are stored relating to the Xen protocol. And then you have the Xen Torrent specific, which is the count of EMUs, how many virtual minting units there are, which category this NFT belongs to, the amount of Xen burned, and if it's redeemed or not. So all of these properties captured in this NFT are immutable, which means they cannot be changed, except for this last one, redeemed. The redeem property is a Boolean value and it's set to false upon XENFT minting. And once the user has performed the second phase and claimed the minted Xen ERC20 tokens, this NFT is said to be redeemed, and the redeemed property is then set to true. NFT categories and classes. So there will be 3 different categories of XENFTs, and those are Apex, Limited, and Collector. Apex will also be divided into 5 different classes, and Collector will also be divided into 8 different classes. And each category and its class is bound with different conditions in order to acquire them. Now, it's our belief that the value of these NFTs will be determined by both its utility and its rarity, which will be specific to each category and class. So the metadata art is a very important manifestation of this NFT value. So all different categories and classes will bear a distinct art capturing various aspects of the XENFT value. Now I will go into the depth of what these different categories are and what the conditions are for their individual issuance and acquisition. First off, we have Apex, which is the top tier in the Xen Torrent hierarchy. There's only ever going to be 10,000 of these being possible to issue, and in order to get one you have to choose 100 VMUs or more. You can choose whatever term date you want, but you also have to be willing to burn Xen in order to get one of these, and the amount of Xen you need to burn is determined by the class. So it hasn't been decided exactly yet how much Xen you need to burn, and it will of course differ depending on which chain you're on, but the rule of thumb here is that the higher class, the more Xen you need to burn. And as you can see here, the 5 different classes are Unicorn, Exotic, Legendary, Epic, and Rare. And for the Unicorn, there's only ever going to be 100 of these, and Exotic 900, etc. So this amounts to a total of 10,000. And also note the token IDs here. For each XENFT you will see this ID number, and then you can easily verify what class it belongs to. So with Apex you have to yourself weigh the value of burning your beloved Xen, however much is required, in relation to the value of the rarity and current and potential future utility of the Apex XENFT. And then we have the limited XENFT category, and unlike the Apex category, it's not limited by the number of tokens issued, but it's rather limited by time. And the conditions for a limited XENFT issuance are that you issue them within 365 days from the deployment of the Xen Torrent smart contract. The count of VMUs need to be 100 or more for the Ethereum network, and you also need to burn Xen in order to issue one of the limited XENFTs. And exactly how much you need to burn for the limited is not defined yet, and it will of course differ from each network. However, the burn amount for a limited XENFT will be less than the amount required by the lowest class in the Apex category. So the token IDs for limited NFTs share the same counter as the collector's NFTs, and they start at 10,001, whereas the Apex start at 1 and goes up to 10,000. And this is a brilliant way how we can launch basically 3 different categories of NFTs at once. With a limited NFT, you have to weigh the value of time and rarity due to the fact that you can only mint them for only 365 days, after which it will be impossible. This in addition to the burning of your Zen as well. You have the collector's NFT category, which can be minted for free plus gas by anyone, anytime, any number of time. There's no burning required for the collector's NFTs, and you can choose as low as 1 VMU and a mint term as low as 1, of course. In order to make the collector's NFTs less common and introduce additional game theory spirit for all the NFT owners, the Zen Torrent collector tokens are also divided into classes. And in this case, the qualifying parameters is the power, which is computed as the number of VMUs times the mint term, and the class is then decided by taking that power divided by 7,500. So for instance, if you take 100 VMUs and a mint term of 400 days, the power is 100 times 400, which is 40,000. And then to get the class, you take 40,000 divided by 7,500, which is 5.333, which leads to a sapphire because it's a 5 here. But you don't really need to do this last step. You can also see here by the power that it's 40,000, which is within the sapphire range here. So these are the classes. You have ruby, opal, topaz, emerald, aquamarine, sapphire, amethyst, and centurion. And note that class 7 of the collector's NFTs is unbounded with regards to the power parameter. So any NFT with power above 52,501 will be classified as centurion. The choice of this synthetic property is determined by the fact that it serves as the best proxy for the value of the future Zen rewards, and it can be used as a quick comparison factor between the different NFT classes. The collector's NFTs gives you the possibility to bulk mint Zen with the added benefit to trade that waiting time before the upcoming maturity date, and just as the other NFT categories does as well, but here you're not bound with time and rarity constraints. Before launch, we will gather all of this information in a beautiful rarity chart that will have all the information in a beautiful table. It will be very pretty to look at and it will have colors. Just remember that everything I've said here can be subject to change up until launch when it comes to category names and levels, and of course we have to introduce the burning levels. But I will do a video before launch to inform of any changes and add some useful launch information as well.